so you could see what's happening here. Okay, we're live.
Excellent. Hi, everyone.
Whoa.
Every time.
Okay, what is going on here? Huh, wait a minute. Something's wrong. Something's not right. It's showing that we're live, but okay, there it goes. All right, it was just delayed. All right, you're good.
We good?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. Okay, so hi, everyone. This is Glynn, and we are on Seamless Behind the Seams, and I am joined today by three beautiful souls who I absolutely adore, and I'm very privileged to have them with me. First, I'm going to introduce Tammy, who has been with me throughout my existence, it feels like. She's my best friend of 25 or 26 years. And we've been through it all together, all the good, all the bad, all the crying, all the love. So it's a real honor to have her on a show with me. And to have the beautiful Anna join me. She's the first person I am having from the Solargy hosts and soul producers on my show. So that's really special. Thank you, Anna, for
I feel so honored.
Schedule. And of course, Todd, who everyone knows and loves because he's Dina. So today we're going to do something a little bit different on the show. We're going to have a bit of a more interactive session, but we're first going to start off with Tammy introducing herself, telling a bit of her story and how she got to where she is now doing this beautiful modality.
Wow. Thank you, Glynn, for that introduction. And yeah, sure, best friends. So you absolutely do know that, or know the journey that I have been on in the last 25 years. And sure, it's been an interesting one because when I was a little 6-year-old, my desire to be a fashion designer was incredibly strong. That was what I wanted to do. That was what I was going to be doing for the rest of my life. Didn't need to worry about it. That was it. And so when I went to fashion college with Glynn, that's where I met her, and we enjoyed a crazy 3 years of fashion design madness because we did some crazy fashion shows where it was all-nighters, and it was so much fun doing it all together with her. Lots of tears, lots of laughs, lots of clothing falling off because it didn't fit properly. Lots of highs and lows, like you cannot believe. But you know, when you've got such a big passion for something, those highs and lows are manageable, and you can deal with them, and you are almost driven to do them, chasing the deadlines, and then having that dip down after a project is finished, and then trying to pick up the pieces and get back up. And that's continued for me. After college, I was a fashion designer. I ran my own business. I did all sorts of wedding dresses, matric dance dresses, which I think was prom dresses in the States, and bridesmaids and all sorts. Even had a great opportunity a couple of times to do some items for Glynn, for adverts and for movies, which was always so amazing because then I would see my clothing on TV. And that was cool. Or in the incredible photo shoots that Glynn, she styled them so amazingly. It was like, I made that item, and Glynn made that look so cool. So it was such an incredible journey. And then about 17 years down the line of fashion design, that passion just stopped. It was almost gone, and I was like, whoa, what do I do now? This is all I've ever wanted to be. I don't even know where to start. And it was quite beautiful in that I was then introduced to people who were in the yachting industry, and they were working on super yachts in the Mediterranean. And I was like, wow, that sounds so cool. If I was 20 years younger, I would absolutely do that. And the people that I was with at the time were saying, if there are older people, I mean, everyone's sort of 20 when they're doing this. I was turning 39, so I was way too old for this. And I kind of brushed it off and carried on with life. But then another situation happened where it was like, why didn't you join the yachting? I was like, oh, no, seriously, again. And then another experience happened where I actually thought, okay, all right, universe, I've got the message. I will look into this and I will see if I can join the super yachts. And within 4 months, I was in Greece working on a super yacht, which was the beginning of my current journey, new journey. And working on the super yachts afforded me the opportunity to go to India to do a yoga teacher training course. It was something that I thought could benefit the yachting industry, and also something that I thought could benefit my life going forward, and something I would like to do one day. And did that for 2 years. I'd been in the yachts for 2 years, and then I'd done the yoga teacher training, came back home for Christmas, and boom, COVID hit. But in that experience in India, I was exposed, or I had the opportunity to do a Kundalini course. And in this Kundalini course, we did a half an hour Ananda Mandala breathing experience. It was half an hour, fairly vigorous type of breathing. It was guided through a recording. And I remember at the end of this breathing experience, I was in the Shavasana position, and I thought, wow, I feel so relaxed. That anxiety, that knot in my stomach that I've carried around my whole life is not there. This is, I mean, I've got goosebumps now thinking about how incredible that realization was. And I then came home in December for the Christmas. COVID then hit, and I was now jobless. I couldn't go back to the yachts. And I had this idea of, if I could experience such a beautiful experience with this breath, surely other people should experience it at the same time. I had never heard of breath work at this point. And I started researching it, and I found that there was this whole breathwork industry that was beginning to boom. And I thought, okay, well that's interesting. It's a good time because everybody needs it. And I did some more research into it and try to figure out if this was something that I could bring to the corporate world, because I felt at that point these are the people who need to learn how to use their breath to deal with stress, to deal with anxiety, to deal with exhaustion. And within all my researching, I found that with just 5 minutes of practicing a certain type of breathing technique, you could shift your autonomic state. So you could go from being in your fight and flight state to being in a rest and digest state, and vice versa. You can go from being pretty tired and exhausted, midday slump, to getting that boost of energy so that you can finish your work, and then you can go to gym afterwards, and then you can go home and feed the kids and do all those other things that you need to do. So that was this concept that I had, and I thought, yes, we need to do this. We need to bring this into society. And I created, I had a bit of a pilot project with a company. I said, let me come in every day, 15 minutes, we'll do a breathing session. And I had this idea just before COVID hit. Like, I just started this pilot program with this company, and in the following week, shut down, everyone go home and work online. So we had to take it online, and it didn't really work. at all. No one wanted to join. So we left it, we stopped it. And then after a couple of months, the company phoned me back and said, actually, you know what, we do need this. Let's try again. And I said, let's change the concept a bit. Let's not do a 15 minutes every single day. Let's do 3 sessions. So really target the specific requirements of the day. So in the morning, to do a 10-minute breathing meditation. Calm the mind, focus the mind, begin your day with clarity. The middle of the day, lunchtime, do a de-stress, re-energizing breathing technique to help you get more focused and continue your day. And then at the end of the day, the desktop yoga, because now all day we've been slumping on the computer and staring, and it's doing really bad things for our posture. So 20 minutes, let's get that posture back up, get those shoulders back, and get some blood moving through the body again. So that is this new concept that I had, and I'm still doing it, and I love it because it's so beneficial, it's so simple, and it's so powerful. So that's kind of what I'm doing in a nutshell now with my company, which is really, really amazing. But now I'm also finding a very big drive towards doing breath in person, because as amazing as online is, you know, with the whole COVID situation that we had, I'm feeling a drive to have that personal connection again. But what's interesting when I'm saying that, when I was doing, because I've since done a breathwork practitioner's training certificate, so through Breathwork Africa, and that was it was a year-long experience. So we had to do a lot of facilitating online, in person, and we actually found that you can still connect quite deeply just doing online Zoom calls. And in fact, Glyn, we did the Zoom breathwork sessions together, and it's still so powerful. It's amazing. You wouldn't think technology would allow that energy exchange to take place, but yet it does. If you've got 2 willing people, that can happen, which is, it's quite phenomenal. So that's breath work. And then obviously I do yoga. I love connecting breath to the movements. That's what my yoga classes are all about. And then there's still some fashion, because even though it's not my passion anymore, it's never going to leave my blood. I'm always going to do fashion, but I'm not going to do it myself. I'm going to do the design work and outsource, and then be able to still create, which I don't think you can never stop that. You've always got to create, otherwise you get stuck, you know. So find your path of creation and create.
Anna, have you had any experiences with breathwork?
Well, maybe not, any training per se, but it is something that I practice daily throughout my day. And it really does, I've noticed, and many of us do it. We'll take a deep breath before we start something big, or when the nerves come in, or we need to calm ourselves. It's something natural that I feel that we already know how to do. But to have a technique, I'm sure would even benefit the whole, to have an instruction. So I'm excited to hear, fine tune my technique even more.
Brilliant. I'm looking forward to it.
Todd, you, any experiences
With breath work?
with being on the planet and breathing?
Yeah, I've always, I guess I don't really know. I know there's like formal breath work, but no, ever since like my early 20s, I do certain breathing patterns, and I think like within the first probably like 6 months, because I would do it every night when I lay down, I had 2 I had my first, uh, first Kundalini experience, from the tailbone up out the head and all that. And then the second night after that, I actually got scared and it came from the breathing. I was actually conscious, and the same thing happened. The Kundalini thing happened, and then I could feel my feet like I was getting out of bed, like I was sitting down, about to get up out of the bed. My feet were on the ground, but I was laying down. I was about 24, and it scared the shit out of me. So I stopped doing it for a while, But yeah, I like Anna said too. I use it. I'm pretty much always conscious of my breath, and then if I start to feel, I'm not really an anxious person, but if I start to feel anxiety, I immediately go to my breathing, because I know it's coming from my breathing, right? Yeah. So, but I've never had any formal, other than out of a book.
Okay. Yeah, it's very interesting with the breathing techniques versus the Kundalini and the holotropic. It's your breath at the end of the day, but it's using your breath in two different ways. One is to experience profound experiences that are more related to your subconscious mind, and then you get your breathing techniques, which are your day-to-day, very much your conscious mind, and how to use, or how to learn how to identify when you need to use a breathing technique, knowing which breathing technique to use and which one works for you, because there are so many different breathing techniques to try, and some will work for you and some won't, and that's okay. So it is nice to know that you guys are actually aware of your breath and that you are using it when you need to, because I think a lot of people are not. They don't know. I never knew. Absolutely, I had no idea. And now that I've done the training, it's quite scary, because now I'm more conscious of how badly I am breathing, and when I'm practicing the techniques, it's challenging at times, very challenging, but at the same time, beautifully experiencing. I mean, I'm learning so much about myself and my breath, and the way my body relates to my breath, the way my body relates to the world, to my mind. It's really quite amazing.
The last breathwork session Tammy did with me, we did 4, and we did I can't even remember what it's called. It was like a rebirthing process.
Yeah. So
And it
conscious breathing, rebirthing. Yeah.
The most insane experiences I have ever had in my life. Not even mushrooms to me.
Really?
And no, it was nuts.
Explain.
I
explained.
I experienced myself actually being rebirthed. I felt like I was in a water bath with playing perfect music for it. I was being rebirthed. I saw her as a midwife in a old war uniform. So I was having flashbacks of another time. Her granny was in the room, who I've only ever seen pictures of, which was bizarre. She was giving us her gran, who I've only ever seen pictures of. And Tammy was talking me through it, and I was talking her through what her gran was relaying to me. And it was just, I was crying throughout. And I remember it took me about 3 days to come back from that. I couldn't quite grasp in my head that was just an hour of breath work, that had gone to that level. And it might have something to do with the fact that there's an enormous trust between Tammy and I, and we've known each other for so long that I allowed myself to get that relaxed and that deep into the process, because I know that people who go for counseling with certain practitioners can go very deep into processes quite quickly, because they have a relationship with the person who's doing the course or teaching. But
Yeah,
yeah,
trust.
it was incredible. I would recommend everyone try something like that once, because it's something that's so available to you. You just need someone to guide you through it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said something very important there, Glenn, in terms of the trust factor and allowing yourself to relax, because that is the single most important thing when doing a conscious kinetic breathing session, a rebirthing, a holotropic. It's allowing yourself to let go. And that is something that is so difficult for so many people, because if you're holding on, you can't let go. I mean, I had an experience, one or two experiences ago, where I did a breathwork session where someone was breathing me, guiding me, and I was saying to myself, you know, I could feel that I wasn't allowing the process to happen, and I kept saying, "Let go, let go, let this happen. You're safe. You're okay. Let this go. Let this go." And after a couple of moments, I could feel this tingling in my toes that started shaking my toes. And then that tingling started up my ankles and up my legs, and it started going all the way up my body. And that I was shaking. It was but it wasn't a scary shaking. I wanted to giggle, but my voice couldn't come out. But it was just such a cool experience. I was like a jelly bean just going. And when I came out of it, I was like, oh my gosh, did you see that? Or was I just experiencing that for myself inside?
Were you alone?
It was a group experience.
Group experience. Okay.
Yeah, there was about 10 of us, and it was being guided by two breathwork coaches.
Do you think that when there's a witness that the potential of the opening is greater?
Definitely.
Yeah. And do you think that when you describe like you and Glynnis, right?
Mm.
And you talk about letting go, right? Like letting go. It's very similar to Glynnis mentioned psilocybin, yeah, other plant medicine. Other times, I know, when I've had seizures, it's happened to me. You reach this point of the void of oblivion, and the letting go is the only way.
Yeah,
You
you can't.
literally have to let go. And so my question is, there's a lot of talk, and I don't think anybody's really got it figured out when they talk about soul merging, when they talk about Harioscamos, when practitioners have a session, which this is a session, what you're describing. I always look at it that, from the explanations the practitioners have given me over the years, that they're opening up their field. The practitioner is opening up their field, theoretically 360 degrees, wide open. And then the client is asked to do the same. So you were talking about trust. You were talking about, I guess feeling safe and all that. I've always looked at it like whatever percentage these two are opening up, it's opening up like I look at it like a Vesica Pisces. Something's connecting, and all these incredible things can happen, like you're talking about. Do you consider a session, a merge, and a conscious session between two people with no agenda? They're there to gain a higher level of alignment. What are your thoughts on that? Because it sounds like with what Glynnis said about the 3 days, that's very common when using plant medicine, because and I think others can relate too, in terms of like big downloads. We get a big download and it takes 2 or 3 days. Like, what the hell happened? But it just sounds like that the concept of two or more gathering, and going to that place of letting go, which has nothing to do with anything on a personal level, right? Like the group that you're talking about, but everybody going to this space and being as open and letting go as much as possible. It sounds like there's something to that, like something that's going to come into our, into our, I guess, into our lives and our experience as this thing keeps progressing. What are your thoughts on that? Sorry, I didn't mean to take over your show.
Not at all.
No.
I'm just
Sure.
curious.
So I think, there's definitely an opening. And in terms of a download, as you said, that experience will be predominantly for the person being breathed, who is there for the session. But in saying that, when the practitioner is guiding the session, if the practitioner is not completely present, not completely open, not enabling that space or holding that space is what we like to call it, when you're holding that person to allow them to let go, then that connection will be broken, and there will not be any incredible experiences for that person. Or maybe there will be, but it really does take both parties to be present and to be holding that space, or the one person to be holding that space, so that the other person can let go, can receive whatever that person needs to receive, because that is exactly what's happening for that person, is this experience of opening. They're breathing in such a way that it's switching off that conscious mind. It's switching, and it's allowing what needs to be expressed, what needs to be heard, what needs to be understood to come in. And if that person being breathed is not feeling safe, is not feeling held, then they obviously won't open themselves up to that, and they will, definitely not experience what they could. And many people don't experience what they can. Fear, not feeling safe, and also not letting go in a personal way. Definitely, I think it's a big personal holding back, fear. That's they don't want to open themselves up to what could happen. It's scary. It is scary for people who are not, more aware than what others are.
Also, Tam, for you as a practitioner, you don't always know what you're getting yourself into, because some people you don't have a whole background on before to work on.
Absolutely. And even sometimes, we do try to connect with that person to understand or to feel what they are currently experiencing as they're breathing, because you can't always tell, but you can feel. And that's a skill that takes a lot of developing, and I've still got a lot of developing to do, because a person may be having an incredibly profound experience, and the only thing I can't see that. I physically can't see that. Especially if it's a Zoom call, because they might have tears streaming down their face, and I wouldn't see that very clearly. So it's a lot of feedback afterwards, a lot of conversing afterwards. But in terms of at that time when they are breathing, I think it does take a lot of experience and trust in both parties to feel and understand. And sometimes it's not even about understanding, because then that's already you analyzing too much, and you don't want to be doing that. You want to just experience it. So it's learning how to be present, trying to connect, but more about holding a space
Mm.
first and foremost.
What are we trying today? What's on the menu?
Yeah, so I think we're gonna do a little bit of desktop yoga first, right? You happy for that? And the reason I'm gonna do that is just to help warm the body up, just to help loosen the diaphragm so that we can breathe quite nicely with ease. Yeah? So let me just move that a bit. I'm gonna roll my chair. Okay, so I'm not gonna be too hard on you guys. Not
I
too
hope
long.
not. I'm sure I'm the most inflexible and the oldest. So,
I mean, you don't have to be too flexy. Okay, so first and foremost, legs need to be uncrossed and feet firmly on the ground because we want your hips to be nice and in line with your torso. So uncross the legs, feet firmly on the ground, and shoulders are quite a challenging area. So we are going to start by loosening up the shoulders. And we're also going to strengthen the arms as we do this. So just a little bit of a double whammy. So we're going to take the arms out nice and wide. And you're going to flex your hands, so fingertips pointing up to the sky. Okay? And then we're just going to drop the hands down, moving the hands or the fingers down and forward. And then we're going to come up again, roll them back. Okay? So we're going to try and relax those shoulders. We're going to keep that core up nice and strong as we keep rotating the hands forwards and backwards. And then as we do this, check in with that breath. Are we holding the breath as we're focusing so much? Breathe, move. Gentle movements into those shoulders, into the wrists. Especially if we work on the computer all day, this should feel quite lovely. Okay, let's drop the left hand down. Bring the left hand over to your right thigh. We're going to take the right arm up to the sky. We're going to inhale. We're going to reach up. And then as we exhale, we're going to lean over to the left. Use your left hand on your right thigh to support you. And we're going to take a couple of breaths in, and I want you to feel that stretching that's happening. The right side of the rib cage. Nice slow breaths.
wait, which way am I going?
No,
I think I went the wrong way.
that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
You're going to do the other side as well. Nice. Let's take one more slow breath in and out. And then let's bring that right arm back up. And then bring that right hand over to the left thigh. Left arm up to the sky. We're going to inhale. We're going to reach up. And then we're going to exhale, lean over to the right. And then we're going to find our breath. Breathing in and out. Nice and slow. Feel those ribs expanding on the left side.
I would love to see everyone stop in an office space and do this.
What?
The entire office. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's inhale, lift that left arm up. And exhale, lower it down. Good. Both hands on the lap. A nice big shoulder roll. So just rolling those shoulders. You can go as fast as you like, as slow as you like. Feel all those little knots being rolled out.
Damn, this shit works.
Okay,
Oh
let's
my
change
God.
direction. So
Oh,
going
cool.
forward, nice.
Oh,
A lot of videos on a YouTube channel, Todd. You can find one a day.
seriously.
Alrighty, okay, let's stop those shoulders. Okay, this is going to require a bit of flexibility, so let's see how we do We're going to take our arms behind our back. And ideally, you're going to grab hold of opposite elbow. If you
Oh.
can't, grab hold of opposite elbow, you're just going to try and grip your wrists like that. Okay. So arms behind you and grabbing as far of the opposite arm as you can. You're going to check in with that spine, make sure it's nice and lifted, it's strong,
Oh.
the core is activated. Yeah, you good there? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to drop the chin down to the chest. Okay. So what we're working on here is strengthening our posture, also easing some strain in the back of our neck. And I want you to see if you can find a beautiful slow breath, so breathing in and out through the nostrils, elongating that inhale and the exhale without pushing it, without straining your breath, but really trying to keep it gentle and soft, but just elongating. And then we're going to bring the chin over to the right shoulder, keeping the head down, and then we're going to lift the head up, looking over the right shoulder. Now, then we're going to drop the chin back down to the right shoulder and roll the chin across over to the left shoulder. And then we're going to look up. Okay, so now we're going to incorporate our breath. So we're going to take a nice slow breath in here, still looking over the left shoulder. And then as we exhale, we're going to drop the chin down. Keep exhaling, roll the chin over to the right shoulder. And then inhale as you look up. And then exhale, drop the chin down. Roll the chin across to the left. And inhale when you look up. Good. Keep going with that movement. Nice and slow. Really trying to feel into the back of your neck as you move. Connecting the movement to the breath. We're going to do one last round, one on each side. Awesome. When you've done, you're going to end with your chin on your chest. Okay? Let's release those hands. Bring the hands and rest them on your lap. And gently close your eyes here and lift your head back up to neutral, keeping the eyes closed. And just take a moment and feel what's going on inside of your body. Feel what's going on in your shoulders. Feel what's going on with your breath. Yeah. And if you want to move into the neck a little bit more or into the shoulders, being very mindful, listening to what your body is asking for. And just gently rub the hands along the thighs and opening up your eyes. Yeah. How's that feeling? Wasn't too tough, no?
There was a few painful moments.
Okay.
There's quite a
Releasing
few
some strain.
bones cracking, vertebrae popping. Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
nice though. I could feel the energy immediately. Release, in the body.
Yes.
felt quite exhilarating at times. And then, you know, you move one direction, all of a sudden something goes pop.
Yeah, love that. Good. Okay, so then we've got a breathing technique which is a little bit of an all-rounder. It's a beautiful, energizing technique, yet it's still relatively, it's not over the top energizing. So it's quite a nice one to do online. You may experience a bit of your heart rate speeding up a little bit. You may experience some dry mouth, and you may experience some tingling sensations. So these are all normal, and they will disappear quite quickly after the breathing techniques. And we're going to do what is known as 20 connected breaths. So it is a circular breath. So we're going to breathe in and then breathe out. So there's going to be no natural pauses at the top or at the bottom of the breath. Okay. We're going to do a couple of different rounds, and we're going to do different speeds and different modes of breath. So when I say different modes of breath, I mean either breathing through the nostrils or breathing through the mouth. Okay? We're not going to chop and change. So when we do one round, we're going to do it nostril breathing. When we do it the next round, we'll do mouth breathing. So keep to the same channel for each round. I think we'll start off a nice slow one. We'll do it through the nostrils, very gentle. So the sensations will be quite mild, if anything. Very importantly though, to enjoy the full benefits of this, when we breathe in, I want you to check in with your shoulders. I don't want you to breathe in like that. Okay, we want to try and focus on breathing into the belly. Feel that diaphragm moving down. So it's a nice deep belly expansion. And then when you breathe out, letting go, letting go. Okay, so it's all in the belly and in the ribs. No shoulders up and down. Okay, we're going to do 5 breaths, so 20 connected breaths. So every 5th breath, we are going to take, and this is where it's going to shift. We're going to breathe in through the mouth, through the nose, sorry. Big, full, deep breath. And then we're going to sigh it out. We're going to, there we go. And then we're going to continue with the next 5, which will be direct inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Does that make sense? Have I explained it relatively well? Okay. So I am
guiding. Tammy's good at guiding. So when you get going.
After the first one, is it all through the nose?
So what I'll do is we'll do a round. Let's do 2 rounds of nostril breathing relatively slowly. Okay. And we'll take a little bit of a break just to recognize any experiences that you may have. And then we will go into a mouth breathing, and we'll keep that one sort of medium paced. We'll do 2 rounds of that. And then again, we'll take a bit of a break. And then afterwards, we'll do 3, maybe 4 rounds of a fast mouth breath, because that will go quite quickly. And then again, recognize how we're feeling after that. Okay, cool. So let's get our bodies nice and ready. Beautiful straight spine. As always, we want to enjoy the full expansion of this breath. I'm also going to count on my hands, and I'm also going to verbally count. If I don't verbally count a number, I'll be counting with my breath. Okay, so you'll hear me go. You hear that? Yeah? Okay, cool. So let's all take a breath in together, just to get on the same page. Breathing in. And breathing out. And let's breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe into the belly, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, nice big breath in. Exhale. And breathe in, out. In, out. In through the nostrils, out the nostrils. In through the nostrils, out the nostrils. Nice big breath in. Sigh it out, let it go. And in through the nose. And out. And in. And out. And in. And out. And in. And out. And a nice deep breath in. Let it go. Good. In and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Nice deep breath in. Let it go. One round down. Let's go in for another. In and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Deep breath in. Let it go. And in and out. And in and out. And in and out. And in and out. And a nice deep breath in. Fill up. Let go. And in and out. And in and out. In and out. In and out. Nice deep breath in. Fill up. Let go. Last round. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Deep breath in. Let it go. Keep your eyes closed and feel what's going on. Good. Okay, let's keep that energy going. Gently blinking the eyes open. We're going to switch to a mouth breathing now. Let's breathe in through the mouth. Out. In. Out. Deep breath in. Let go. And in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Deep breath in. Let go. And in. Deep breath in. Let it go. And again. Deep breath in. Let it go. Second round. Deep breath in. Let it go. And in. Deep breath in. Release. And in. Deep breath in. Let it go. Last round in. Deep breath in. Let it go. Soften, relax, close your eyes. Feel your breath. Feel your body. Feel your sensations. Let's keep that energy flowing. We're going to go in for our final round. We're going to do 3 rounds. We're going to do it a little bit faster. Let's go.
It's mouth or nose?
Mouth breathing.
Wow.
Mouth breathing. Okay. Let's go. So let's breathe in. Deep breath in. Let it go. And again. Deep breath in. Let it go. And again. Deep breath in. Let it go. And again. Deep breath in. Let it go. 1 round. Going again. Deep breath in. Let it go. And again. Deep breath in. Let it go. And again. Deep breath in. Let it go. And again. Deep breath in. Let it go. 1 more round. Let's go. Breathing in. Deep breath in. Let it go. And again. Deep breath in. And again. Deep breath in. And again. Deep breath in and let it go.
Oh my God.
Close the eyes.
Your head rush.
Gently rub the hands along the thighs. Gently blinking the eyes open. And having a look around the room.
I really
Tammy.
felt that in my head,
Yeah.
in my mind, in my eyes. It was very upper.
Yes, very much so. Sure.
I just got a massive head rush on the second last one. I had to stop. It's like,
Oh,
whoa.
I started to get a bit of the giggles there at the end too. I wanted to laugh and have some joy wanted to come out.
You
Yeah.
should have let it come out. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
Hmm.
What a lovely experience that. Oh, your breath. I can create
You,
that within you. Hmm?
Todd, how was that for you?
Hmm.
Yeah. It was like doing wind sprints. I kept thinking I felt like I was back like in playing sports. And the coach was like, one more. And she said, one more round. And I thought she meant like one more cycle. But she meant four more cycles. And the big, so then I'm like, just stop thinking about when it's going to end. And then at the very end, it was like, yeah, like it was all came up in the head. But yeah, I felt like I'm having a big deja vu. I felt like all of the, like, I don't know, like cellular releases or, like tingling and on different parts of the body. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. That had its own information too. Yeah, and some pain, a lot of pain. Well, in the spine, I've been working my spine. My spine's been popping a lot, and old stuff. I think a lot of people are talking about it, but wasn't pain like that stayed. It was just breaking up.
Yeah, what can happen a lot with breath work, especially the more releasing breath works, the energizing breath works, is there's a buildup of that tension, of an emotion, an experience, because we hold everything in our body. As I'm sure you know that, and when you do a breath work, specifically that energizing, builds up, and that attention can absolutely be felt, and it can intensify, and then it just releases, and
Yeah.
that's when it is absolutely incredible. But
Wow.
it does require you to do a lot more vigorous breathing. And what did you call it?
I've heard that. What I've heard about breath work, well, I was wondering if it was the same breath work, was that it is very rigorous. And what I've heard, like over the years, was like some people, I know people that are totally into it, big time. Like it's been a practice for years. And then some people I've run across this, they'll be like, no, it's not for me. It's too intense. It's too, and I don't know if they're talking about the same type, or maybe they don't want to do the rigorous. I could certainly see why with the few little aches and pains that popped up. I mean, I can feel that it would be beneficial. I just don't know if I have the, I'm too much of a chicken shit.
There's definitely two trains of thoughts. Like, I know that many people do the more intense, vigorous breath work. It's holotropic, it's rebirthing, it's there's
Okay.
many different companies that do it, and their version of this conscious connected breathing session, because it's consciously connecting your breath. And that's the 20 connected breaths is a much lighter version of that.
Okay.
So yes, when you do a vigorous breathwork session, you will experience an extremely big release. But that's not to be, you can also do a very gentle CCB, conscious connected breathing session, where it is you're still connecting your in breath to your out breath, and that on its own somehow creates these shifts within our chemistry and enables us to have these experiences. Whether or not they are as profound as the more vigorous version, I think it's very much personal.
Right.
And I think it's very much dependent on what that person is ready to release.
I felt my inner child when on the last one. I really, like when the laughter and the joy came up, I felt very childlike.
Yeah.
You know, it was playful. There was head rush and thinking of all of you, and it just made me it just brought a lot of joy for me.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love, yeah. I mean, we never, it's so sad to say, like, because you want to laugh or you want to cry or you want to express, but we're so mindful of, oh, but I might interrupt their experience, so I'm going to hold it back, and
Yeah.
yet you're holding yourself back, which is, we're so trained to do that. What's the other person? Or let me make it better for everyone else. Or you also need to learn, like we all need to learn how to experience what we need to experience at that time that it needs to be experienced, because otherwise we actually storing it in our body, and even good things that need to be expressed can be stored in the body, which is
Yeah.
crazy, and
Yeah.
that needs to be released. Yeah, that's incredible. Our bodies
Beautiful,
are
Tam.
incredible. No, you're so welcome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool.
Thank you for this opportunity to share the love of breath. And I really hope that, I already know you guys do breath work, so just to continue breath work and to continue feeling that awe and that love and that inspiration of what your breath can do for you every day, any day.
Tam, do you want to tell everyone how they can find you? I will put up a post on solargnetwork.com under the video of how to connect with Tam. But if you can tell them.
Perfect, yeah. So I've got a website called mayuralife.co.za. And on this website, it's a library full of different breathing techniques that are sort of sorted out within different day-to-day needs. So if you need a boost of energy, or you need to focus more, or you feeling a bit anxious, there's a variety of breathing techniques to choose from. So that's the website. It is in the Rand rather than in the US, but you can obviously get a package if you wanted to, but not to be afraid of the Rand versus the dollar, because I think it's like 250 Rand or 350 Rand, which is hardly anything in the US dollar.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my website, and then I'm also on Instagram, Mayura Life. I think it's Office Mayura Life, Office Wellness, but you'll put it underneath the thing. And then also on Facebook, Mayura Life. Yeah. So Mayura Life is a name that I chose because it is the Sanskrit word for peacock.
Oh,
Peacock. Yeah.
cool.
So it's an interesting name, but a beautiful name, which I really appreciate.
Well, you definitely piqued my interest.
Oh, lovely. I like it. Thank you.
I loved it. So thank you, Glynnis, for inviting me on your beautiful show. I have such a deep connection with you. I'm going to take this opportunity and let you know that I love you and I feel you all the time. And it was an honor to be on your show. Thank you. So nice to meet you, Brittany and Todd. It's always a pleasure to share the space with all of you.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
And thank you all. And Tam, may the next 25 years of craziness be as enlightening as the last.
Absolutely. I would expect nothing less from you. I look forward to everything.
I hope to see you again
Yeah.
on the
That would be
network.
amazing.
Yeah, come join the network. Are you a member?
I am not.
Yeah, come check us out. There's a lot of fun videos out there, and we have a Solargy Fest coming up, and you could maybe teach us all there how to do some breath work. That would be fun.
How exciting!
Yeah.
How exciting forward! Wow, that's incredible.
Well, you never know. I've been asking Glynnis to come too.
Oh, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Beautiful, beautiful things. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you all. And I will see all of you later. I'll see you in the morning, Tam.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.